All right, Shalom. For the first, we'll give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKakodash Barakathum, double honor to the apostle, elder of the great millstone, until I can cross the globe, preaching the word truth in the city, we'll say Shalom. This is our diet now for the great millstone, Campbell Cleveland. With a short little message. Check this out.
Hey, I never heard it from this perspective before, but she's not lying. Y'all listen up.
These kids think they got ops, but the real op is their mother. She is the one that allowed dysfunction to run wild within the community and do nothing about it. Not only does she do nothing about it, but she encourages it. She's the one that keeps your father out of your household, and not to mention turn you against your father, and work with the government so that he stays away. She's the one that supports all the toxic policies that is not advantageous to your future or to the Black community, and not to mention she is the one that allow you guys to keep being buried. And it's to the point where I'm thinking you guys must want to keep burying your children, because at the rate that we're going, that's what's going to keep happening. It's to the point that you're starting to have to bury your daughters too. And if you don't have to bury your daughters are just going to raise more dysfunctional boys and girls that would get buried as well. It is dysfunctional. And y'all want to act like this is normal. It is not. It is barbaric. It's animalistic. It is disgusting.
All right, so you heard what the lady said, and the scripture that came to mind was Sirach, and I've been around the block a few times, man. I've been in a lot of places, talked to a lot of different people, all sorts of nations and stuff. And particularly, in Jake's neighborhood, Jake's community, the tribes, we're under the curses, all right? And these curses are real. And the guy said he never heard that from this perspective before. Well, you don't read the scriptures, okay? He's not in the spirit. He doesn't read the scriptures. Hold on, Salakia. And it shows, because the scriptures are plainly describe the attributes and the character of Keisha. Keisha, Maria, Hiawatha, all right? You see? So this is something that's been plaguing our nation since the beginning, man. All right? This is on Sirach 3:9. For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation. See, without the father, there is no blessing. There is no discipline. There is no order. All right? That woman that you see taking care of her kids, who seem to be taking care of her kids because they got roof over their head, clothes on their back and food on the table. Well, you're supposed to do that. That's like parenting one-on-one. Have somewhere to live for your kids, have some food for them, and have some clothes for them. What about the moral aspect of raising these kids by a single mother? What about the code of conduct what about the discipline that comes with a man being there? The fear of the father being there, the deep voice, the quick anger, the threatening posture, which a lot of times keeps the kids in line. All that yelling, being emotional, and calling your kids names, which I've seen a woman do on many occasions in public. Here's this baby 2 years old, she holding your hand, you trying to drag her across the street, telling her to hurry up. Or they get in the store, they just being, don't get me wrong, there's some badass kids out there. All right, but that's your fault for not acclimating them, acquainting them with different environments and how to act in those environments. You see? But with a father around, you're not gonna be acting a certain way. All right? I could have met, man, I ain't run over my mom because I respected my mom. All right? But I definitely thank the Lord for having my father around, because he wasn't going for me staying out late at night, joining the gang, smoking, drinking, being niggery, cussing out grown folks, and for all these things I got in trouble for. The fact that we had to have the house clean before you got off of work at 4:30, 4 o'clock. Hey, the fear of hearing that car turn that corner. got us in line. With a mother, nobody fears a mom. You're raising emotional kids. You're raising uh, uh, um, uh, 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 I don't know if you can call them delinquents now, man. You're raising wild bulls. You know, you have no order in your life. So how are you gonna put order in your own home when total authority and power have been granted to you by Esau Edom? And you wonder why your kids are being shot down and gunned down, man. Yes, there is such thing as generational curses, man. All right, and you can break them if you're part of the elect, okay? Because these things are going to continue to plague our communities. You single moms walk around here with an attitude as if they can't be touched, be told nothing, proud. You see? But you're raising your daughters to be whores. Play the fields, you want to settle down. Nobody wants a run down box. If he ain't doing what you say do, then don't be with him. Hey, where's that in the scriptures, man? You know? And this is the problem with society in our community. That there is no founding structure. Why? Because the father's out the house. Let's get this real quick. Oh, let's get this. Get this first. Oh, let me see. Deuteronomy 28:54. So the man that is among you, so the man that is tender among you and very delicate, thou shalt be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of the children which he shall leave. You know, and that's part of the curses also, man. All right? But why do men leave? Well, one of the main reasons is that the mother doesn't want discipline in the house, the structure in the house, the manliness in the house. Because manliness comes in many forms. Having other women, doing what it takes to provide for your family. All right? You see? Some people, some men, all right, have so-called accidental pregnancies, accidentally getting people pregnant. I say accidentally, that's probably not right to say, but they're having babies by these women that thought by giving her a baby she's going to be right, and it turned out to be worse. All right? So the curses apply to both the male and the female. But, I don't want to say but, in conjunction with that, all right, the scriptures talk about the head of the house is the man. All right, so without the man being there is no head. It's going to say where there no hedge is, the protection is spoiled. Hold on, let me get it right. So about 30 and 25, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. He that have no wife will wander up and down mourning, man. You know? And so if the man is not in the house, all right, who's being spoiled? You see? The possession, which is who? The woman, the children. Okay? Look at this. I'm gonna get to the point. I'm gonna really get to it, man. Sirach 13:21. Woman will receive every man. You have one daughter better than another, right, man? And if you got a husband, a man that generally cares about you, and even if the kid's not his, man. You see? Especially if they are yours. Hey, your daughter ain't gonna be out there receiving a bunch of rides, man. Okay? Because without the dad's advice and counsel, there's the counsel of your mama. You got 2 or 3 different baby daddies. You heard her on the phone talking shit about them. You see? Yet, is one daughter better than the other? The answer is yeah, man. Okay? The beauty of a woman cheers the countenance, and a man up with nothing better. Right, man, lift your man up. Men leave, man, because you're putting them down. Or you're not a man unless you do this. Or you're not a man unless you do that. Or men don't do that. Men don't do this. Yeah? Well, that's the case. You go out there and fight in a war and take over a country. We build a Golden Gate Bridge. You see? The beauty of a woman cheers the counter a man that was nothing better. Right, man. You know, everybody wants a pretty woman, man, but beauty on the inside. All right? I just skip something. Verse 23. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her heart, in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men, man. You know? The same Benji, man, told me this years ago, and I say it all the time. Comfort and kind words, man. If a woman give you comfort and kind words, yeah, you're gonna do you're gonna support her, you're gonna help her, you're gonna provide. Okay? Because surely if you really think about Jake, man, they are tender, man. All right, they go home to their girl, they all tender and lovey-dovey with the kids and all that. We have compassion, we have a heart. When it's time to be a man, we're gonna do man shit. All right? If you don't want to be a comfort and a help, then you're gonna get men leaving you. All right? And one of the good ones is here in her tongue. There be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue. She ain't supposed to be fucking down on you, talking shit about you, not protecting you, so to speak, or taking up for you when you're not there, defending you when you're not there when somebody says something awry. Okay? All right? He that giveth a wife giveth a possession. He that giveth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Right, man. That's what she's there for, man. All right, pillar of rest. You have a long day, your man got a long day, you know you be hungry to get home. The meal should be ready. You know? He mentioned something, you don't gotta say, hey, go do this. You being in tune with him, just listening to him, you have the thing without even you have the thing without even asking for it. Why? Because you're paying attention. Your mind is not caught up in you yourself in social media. Or what your mom is saying, or what your girls are saying, and you know, what's that girl name you do the psychic hotline? Okay? Where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled, and he that have no wife will wander up and down mourning, man. All right, so that's the breakdown, man. All right? You find a wife, you find a good thing, man. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting a wife. But that be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, though. You know? Hey, I want a wife. And I'm telling you, the morning part is true. It's real. You know, but Paul said, he had to have a wife because though he had none. You know? If you're not married, man, don't get married, man. All right? Especially these low down hood rats, man. Matter of fact, you real quick and close on that. Oh, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, right, women are not tender and delicate, man. They're masculine, they're butchy, driving forklifts with a tool belt on and shit, with big ass combat boots and a flannel shirt with a hard hat, man. There's nothing tender or delicate about that. Smoking squares so much you sound like a man. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Right, man, you got women right now who are far from that. I mean, you show a girl a spider back in the day, they start running. You know, nowadays you motherfuckers chicks out here hunting. Being rough riders, so to speak, man. With the tenderness in it, man. That single woman mentality has got you masculine, man. It says her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, man. Right? And your eyes evil toward your husband. You kick him out the house. You can't see his kids on child support. It also says, and toward her son and toward her daughter. Right, you're allowing, like, even if you are a single mom, you're allowing these drugs in your home. You're allowing these kids to have all these gang members at home that should be in school. You got reports of him getting shooting at people throughout the neighborhood. He got a police record already. Your daughter's around town knowing to be in a hoe. You hear her name being whispered at the liquor store. They're not knowing that's your mom, right? And they talking bad about your daughter, man. You see? I had a little thought, but right, she may not think that she's being evil toward her son and daughter, right? But without no man around to guide, you're making them soft and making them weak by feminizing them, man. You know? Says, and toward her young one, that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things, secretly in the siege and straightness, where thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates, man. You're going to be eating your kids, man. All right? You strong independent woman, you're going to be eating your kids. You ain't going out there hunting. You're not planting no arugula, no tomatoes. You see? Beware, Keisha. Shalom.